Back on my bull, back on my cool. I'm turning it up, they feeling the heat, so they searching for pools. Tripping on me cause I'm doing my thing and they hoping that I'll be the fool. Taking the game and I'm screwing it up while these boys still searching and looking for tools. Playing it cool, faking it's who. Yeah, they look mad cause I'm breaking the rules. Breaking it loose while I'm breaking some news. Give me your pride and I'm breaking that too. They ain't ahead of us, they don't compare to us. They feeling the kick cause they hearing the change like I opened the register. Flexing on tracks cause this thing is not optional. Leg day is coming, I'm jumping the obstacles. Laughing at haters, we thinking it's comical. Yelling outside like we yelling out dominoes. Always be claiming they monsters. Boy, go get you a sponsor. All of that chatting, all of that acting, gon' mess around, get you an Oscar. They calling me Terrence, I hustle and flow. They all on my line cause I'm still in the vote. Your girl all on me cause she feeling the stroke. Make them say whoa when I'm getting my woe. Talking like I do not got it. You talking like your boy is not it. When you talk, all I hear is yappa, yappa, yada, 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 yada. Most of your favorites ain't dealing with me. Pouring it up like the end of the week. You don't let us in, we still in the keys. We coming from nothing and ending the streak. Aiming at throats and taking out knees. They feeling the pressure and know they can't breathe. Winning the races and taking the places and walking they stages like it's a degree. Feel it in your veins, it's a dope flow. Got the whole game in a chokehold. They taking too long, you can't see me now. Put them in boxes like photos. Packing the bags and hitting new land. I do what I want, they do what they can. All in their way, I'm messing up plans. I'm speaking the truth, I keep it a Grant. Waiting for Zell, never will fail. Waist looking slim, she eating her kale. I'm peeping the game and playing it well. She throwing it back like it's way too exhale. Come from the pain and I'm chasing no fame. I come up with morals, can't slander my name. Taking what's mine and grabbing the flame. Shooting my shot and yelling out game. Know what's real when I'm giving the feel. Can't look back when you turning the wheel. Go get a doctor, I'm giving the chills. Told them to get out, grab the key and they pill. I warn them that I am a factor. Clearing the way for this tractor. Got some new goals, never will fold. Came too far just to back up. Nah, this ain't what you used to. We ain't tripping on nobody, we just moved through. You couldn't keep up, cause my steps too long. It's time to wake them up, they have slept too long. Zell. I remember when you was crying over tests. You know I held you tight while your head was on my chest. I wanna go back to the times we didn't stress. Everything was black and white, something like a ref. I swear our love is slept on. You can have my left arm. Your friends was talking mess, but you was never crept on. Your mind was saying that, your friends was saying this. I ain't never raised my voice, never once called you a I know as a woman, a lot is on your mind. You thinking about the future, you questioning the time. Well baby, I'm your answer, let me be right by your side. I wanna see you shine, when you tired, let me drive. I ain't in a rush, girl, you know I got the patience. Remember when we used to picture better situations? I know your past struggles, them other guys wasn't wise. But look into my eyes, I promise it's you and I. Baby, please tell me the truth. Please, no more lies about you. Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool. How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When I look into your eyes, I am not seeing a clue. I know you going through it too. How can I stop loving you? We was at my boy's wedding, celebrating love. Now we sitting here like, what the hell is us? I wanna freeze time for the hours that we rush. I thought we had sparks, but that wasn't what it was. College situations, you know that we have planned it. Out of state flights and resorts from when we landed. There's nobody else that I care for in this planet. Kisses on the counter, things I never took for granted. I swear that I can't let you go. You got me all emotional. You used to tell me everything. Now you not approachable. All the laughs that we shared, I thought this never be. Now all we got is missed calls and red receipts. I know I seen this coming, I really tried to stop this. There's so many things I know that we could accomplish. This house ain't the same when I cannot see your face. My heart is in the open, I don't know what else to say. Baby, please tell me the truth. Please, no more lies about you. Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool. How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When I look into your eyes, I am not seeing a clue.
What's up, Kings fans? Smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're about to get started here shortly.
How can I stop loving you? 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 Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Talking about some things you was not about. Tell them we don't play like the lockout. Got me feeling like Yeezy on the dropout. Can't deal with no phonies. Flow like baloney. Ain't no game round here, homeboy. This ain't Sony. They said they gon' show me. It's in me, not on me. Ha, you don't know me. Tell the game what's up now. They hating from the bus now. Been doing this T-Pain. Drop the up, down. Oh, I'm on the hunt now. Tell me what you want now. Yeah, I do my dance when you see me in the touchdown. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out.
Yeah, if we pulling up, my nigga, let me know. And if the haters hate, we finna let him go. Pull up, pop out, two-step, hit the torpedo. When we do our thing, homie, don't let your shorty go. Everywhere we go, we do the stupid dance. I've been doing this since Soulja Boy taught y'all the Superman. Always showing love, we play the stupid jams. Hit you with them shots and got the kind of aim that Cupid has. We ain't never scared, we don't play about it. Keep the party going, give a damn what they say about it. Gotta keep it simple, this for everybody. Ladies and the homies, it's a function, we don't care about it.
Welcome to Royal Rebounds TV with Calvin and Barry. Just two crazy fans of the Sacramento Kings and they sharing their opinion. So be sure that you subscribe. It's for the fans, by the fans. Whether you chilling on the couch or wildin' in the stands. For laid back conversations about the Kings, subscribe here. Staying down until we come up thinking this gon' be our year. We're here, drinking beer, talking about the Kings. Be sure you subscribe so you can hear that bell ring, yeah.
What's up, Kings fans? Welcome back to Royal Rebounds, the Sacramento Kings YouTube channel for fans, by fans. Unfortunately, the Kings lose tonight to the Dallas Mavericks, 123-119. The Kings were on their quest for the 49th win of the season. Didn't quite do it today. All the stars played tonight. Kyrie was making shots, crazy shots. Luka was making shots tonight. Another triple-double for Domas Sabonis, but Kings lose. But, hey, more importantly, we're here. We're live. We got 2 games left to finish the regular season for the Sacramento Kings. And, Calvin, they pretty much have the 3rd seed locked up. So I'm still feeling good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm laughing right now. Thanks to Mike.
Yeah.
Shout out to the original gangster, Coach G.
Yeah.
That is Davis High's basketball coach.
Shout out to Mike.
And shout out to Mike. And shout out to Kyrie Irving. You must have been watching the show yesterday.
See, I didn't play basketball in high school with you guys, so Coach G was not my coach, but he was my math teacher.
He was my math teacher as well.
Yeah, so shout out to Coach G. Another person that said it's not like you're going to carry around a calculator in your pocket all year long or all day long. And
well, he was wrong. He was wrong about math. He was wrong about basketball a lot too, so
A for effort, dude. Shout out to Coach G for trying hard out there. But, hey, shout out to all my royal family out there. Mike is here. Good to see you all. Don't forget to smash up that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And let's dive here into the game tonight. Calvin, give me your first thoughts.
Well, my first thoughts are this is exactly why people put up with Kyrie Irving, because of nights like tonight. Yeah. I mean, the dude is an incredibly talented basketball player, and when he's in that zone, you know, even the most clutch player in the NBA can't do much about it because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the Kings could have done better. They didn't defend the perimeter well at all today. But this is the recipe for how the Mavericks are going to beat you. They have to outscore you. They're not going to get enough stops. I mean, Sacramento was scoring pretty much at will throughout this whole game. But if Kyrie and Luka play up to their best ability, and the other key is other guys have to hit three-point shots. That's how the Mavericks beat you, and that's exactly what they did today.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving, 31 points tonight, 29 for Luka, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Great performance by them. Shout out to Christian and Patrick for joining in here. Good to see you guys. Calvin, I'm so mixed on this Dallas Mavericks team. Obviously, they're on the outside looking in right now, trying to make the playoffs. This game was more important for them than it was for the Kings, right? We know
by
the Kings
a landslide.
are trying to get to 50 wins, and they still have 2 chances left to do it. But Dallas really needed this game. They really, really needed this game.
Dallas needs every game.
And they got it tonight. They're currently 38-42. Pretty crazy to think that they could make the playoffs, potentially 2 games under 500. We've seen that a few times in the past. But give me your thoughts.
Thank you, playing tournament.
Yeah, right. Give me your thoughts on Dallas. Like where are you at with Dallas?
I'm in the same boat as I've been with them. Again, they have to play pretty much perfectly offensively in order to win against good teams.
Yep.
And they did pretty much do that tonight. I mean, the types of shots that they were hitting, don't get me wrong, there were a lot of wide open shots given up in this game too. But if Luka and Kyrie are going to be that efficient all over the floor, make big shots, and then the key is the other guys, right? Because once the two of them start hitting a bunch of shots, obviously all 10 eyes on defense are locked into these guys hardcore. So you end up giving up a lot of wide open looks for guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and I almost said Biedrins. Maxi Kleber, and Josh Green. I know, right? A long time.
Mr. Tan Man.
And so if those guys are going to step up and hit shots, that's how they win. I mean, Hardaway 5 of 8 from 3, Christian Wood 3 of 7, Josh Green 2 for 3. Like it's hard to beat a team when they hit 23s in a game. It doesn't matter how good you are defensively. If they're going to hit big-time shot after big-time shot like that, Kyrie Irving hit a couple shots today that you just have to shake your head and go, fuck, man.
Good game.
Yeah, exactly. Like that turnaround shot he hit over Davion in the post.
Man.
Davion played absolutely perfect defense on that one. Good shot.
For me, it was the rainbow in the corner.
That one, too.
Oh, man. I mean, looking at the stats here tonight, Dallas shot better from 3 than the Kings shot from the field.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a lot of games like that. 45% from Dallas from 3, 43% for the Kings from the field. Let's dive here into the box score. I'm going to go through this real quick. Domas Sabonis, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, another triple-double for him. 16 for HB, 11 for Keegan Murray. 2 more threes added on to his record. I believe he's at, 203 now?
That is correct.
Yeah, 201 plus 2. Seems like 203. So I'm going to go with 203.
I believe him and Herter actually have the exact same number.
Wow, that's crazy.
Of threes made this year.
That's crazy. He made 2 as well tonight, Kevin Herter. 14 points for him, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 28 for De'Aaron Fox. Calvin, De'Aaron leads the team in scoring. They lose. 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Not a lot of guys played. I mean, we had 5 guys off the bench tonight, but this was not like last night's game where we saw a ton of guys get minutes. Of course, it was close towards the end there, so they were definitely fighting for this one. 8 points for Trey Lyles, 2 for Alex Len. Continue to see Alex Len get minutes. 13 more for him tonight. 8 points for Davion Mitchell, and 13 from my guy Malik Monk. 5 of 15 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Jeff the lefty. Patrick says he loves what he's seeing from Len. Calvin, what do you think about that?
Len has given them really good minutes. I think, again, you have to keep things in context, right? So you got to look at the teams that he's played against. 2 games against Portland, 1 against San Antonio. Mm-hmm. The Pelicans are a playoff team, or at least right now a play-in team.
Yep.
And then this Dallas team is very, very up and down. So I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but I do think that a lot of what you're going to see from him in the postseason is matchup dependent.
Yep.
And, we'll see how it looks against the best teams in the conference, right? Because so far, most of the action he's gotten is against teams that are out of it and are not playing really a big lineup.
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, like you hit it right on the head. Dallas just shot incredibly well in this game. The Kings almost out-rebounded Dallas by almost 20 in this game.
There are a lot of numbers you look at. We can talk about the team stats in a second here, but
it's wild.
Sacramento should be disappointed that they lost this game for
only 9
for the numbers that they put up today. Yeah,
9 turnovers for the Kings tonight. But yeah, they just didn't shoot well from the field. And below, I mean, they were below 35% from 3-point range, which is not good for the Kings, a team that normally shoots.
That was the biggest difference in this game.
But yeah,
sure.
It's quite unfortunate for the Kings, but it's okay. We're going to push through it. We're going to move forward. Like I said, we're locked in at the 3 seed. We're the Pacific Division champs.
There's still a chance, thanks to the Grizzlies losing today, for the 2 seed. I mean, it's still alive.
Yeah, you mentioned the loss today to the Grizzlies. Would have been a nice opportunity for the Kings to move a little bit closer, gain some ground, but it's okay. I know the Grizzlies' last 2 games are on the road.
And they're against tough teams.
Yeah, they're tough teams. I mean, the Kings is not a cakewalk either, right?
No.
However,
it's not.
If the Kings
Denver's
can win on Friday.
Sealed for home court, though.
Yeah.
So
if the Kings can win on Friday, and this is the Golden State Warriors, this is at home for the Kings. The Warriors have been a horrible road team. They're the worst road team in the NBA, something like that?
No, I don't think quite, but pretty close.
Pretty close. But if the Kings can get that win, I mean, maybe Denver sits all their people on Sunday.
It's very possible.
We know that Mike Brown has a little skin in the game for Friday's game, right? He's going to want to show up against his old team, the Golden State Warriors. So I think the Kings are going to be a full force on Friday. I really do.
We'll see. It's very interesting, these last 2 games here, what the Kings decide to do, and if they choose to get some guys much-deserved rest, because
Bouncer made it tonight.
Welcome.
Bouncer is here, and we also have here in the chat Calvin's haircut. Hopefully you guys are voting on this. Nobody wants to skull it. Nobody's voting
You
for
guys don't even know what a purple beam haircut is. You're just voting for it because it's purple beam.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I threw that one in there, a little curveball, threw it in there. I like it. Maybe we'll do the purple beam, but don't forget to vote in the chat. Also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tell all your favorite Kings fans that we come on here live after every game and say a bunch of stupid stuff. So Jeff says, don't cut it.
I wish I could, Jeff, but I'm a man of my word. And Christian, I am enjoying my last days. I washed my hair last night. It'll be the last time I wash it.
Okay.
Not forever, obviously, but as long hair.
I think the only way that you could potentially not cut your hair is if it's up to Derek, right? The bet was with Derek.
Derek's not going to do that.
So Derek would have to have a come to Jesus moment, I guess, with your hair.
I guess.
King's Jesus.
I don't know. I think other people are too psyched about it at this point. So
yeah, we're cutting that MFer off. But back to the game tonight, Calvin. An interesting thing for me, and I only got to catch the 4th quarter of this game because I was busy making mojitos today. And Cal, I got to make a Virgin Miami Vice today.
Oh, those are always fun.
Yeah. I heard the server.
Derek's thinking.
I heard the server saying, "No, we can't do that. We don't have 2 blenders." And I was like, I was about to leave, and I was like, "It's okay. I'll make it for you."
Oh,
and
wow. Derek's feeling good today.
The ticket came in. My relief bartender came in. I'm like, "You're jumping in the well, right?" I give him the ticket. And he's like, "What is this?" No, I made it. It was all good. I didn't know it was going to be a virgin, though.
Oh, wow. Derek says I don't have to cut it.
Really, really unfortunate. Derek, you better delete that, or bounce or delete that message. Get that thing out of here. But back to the game tonight.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Back to the game tonight, Calvin.
Appreciate the thought.
I think the main thing with Dallas right now, right, is we've talked about they gave up too much for Kyrie, right? They gave up their defense. I mean, not that they had much defense, but they gave up their best defender and a couple other pieces for a guy that apparently wants to test free agency.
Yeah.
In maybe a couple days, if they don't make it to the playoffs. But I think we're all talking about the chemistry between Luka, Kyrie. Obviously, Kyrie scored more points tonight than Luka and was looking like the man at the end of the game, making shots. Luka was missing shots. I was watching both of these guys, and I didn't see a single moment of the game that I watched where Luka passed the ball to Kyrie or Kyrie passed the ball to Luka. Thought it was pretty weird. I saw Kyrie hit a big three to, I think, bring them up by 5 or 7 or something like that. They're walking off the court. Everybody's high-fiving him. Luka walks the opposite direction. Does not high-five him. Goes and sits down. I mean, what are your thoughts here regarding these guys? Because these are the 2 franchise players right now.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, they're both – my thoughts on them are they're both divas in their own way. I mean, Luka is maybe one of the worst all time when it comes to complaining on the court. You know, it's very
visible,
been
ejected
right?
From this game.
Like, yeah, I know a lot of people have been talking very, very much a lot about the officiating in this game.
Yeah.
It just looks worse when you play a team like this because they're so demonstrative in how they complain and how much they get into the refs, you know. By the way, Mike Brown said in his post-game press conference today that he complained too much to the officials.
That Mike Brown did?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that's the difference, right?
Gotta love accountability.
You gotta love accountability.
Yeah.
Kyrie is not really so much that way on the court, but we all know there's all this stuff that comes with him. You know, he can decide some crazy thing at any moment and possibly throw team chemistry into the mix or you know, into flux. And you just never know what you're going to get with him at any moment. So these guys they're very similar types of players, right? Like they love to have the ball in their hand. They're really, really great isolation players, one-on-one players. They're big-time shot takers and makers. So it doesn't surprise me to see in the fourth quarter when one of them has the ball, the other one basically takes the possession off because
Seriously,
it's like
that is what's going on.
It's like, okay, you have the ball. You're going to go now. You're going to do your thing. You're going to shoot, or you're going to get a double team and you'll kick it to somebody not named me because they're not leaving me to double.
Yeah.
It's going to be Tim Hardaway or it's going to be Josh Green, and hopefully that guy makes a shot. And then the next time down the court, maybe I'll get the ball, and then I'll go for it.
It's so weird.
So it's just a really weird dynamic because the two of them kind of go about how they operate very similarly. I mean, I think Luka is a little bit more of a volume shooter than Kyrie is, but the two of them have that switch to where all of a sudden, if they're on, it's over. I mean, there's nothing you can do. And Luka was a little bit like that in the first half. Kyrie was absolutely that way in the second half. 25 of his 31 in the second half, 19 in the fourth quarter. He was absolutely unstoppable.
He must have watched yesterday's podcast.
He must have.
Yeah. It's so weird. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I've been talking about all year long how this Kings team looks like a team, not a collection of players. The chemistry has been so good. I mean, with Dallas, I see the complete opposite, Calvin. This does not look like a team. It looks like two players. Like you said, they take turns, which I guess is nice that they take turns with each other. But it just doesn't seem like a team at all.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
It's weird.
I mean, but that's kind of been the way Dallas has been ever since they drafted Luka, right? Yeah. I mean, they went through the experiment with, we're not going to get a big-time all-star, superstar level player around him. We're just going to put role players around him and see how it goes because we think he's that good. And, I mean, to their credit, he did lead them to the Western Conference Finals. But they're so used to playing that style where it's so slow. There's really not that much movement off the ball. It's kind of everybody sits around and waits to see what Luka does. And Kyrie can play that style as well. So, you know, when they are on like they are today and they hit big-time shots, contested shots, they're tough to beat because they'll score, even though they're going to give up a lot of points. But, you know, if they were to get into the playoffs, the idea that style or that system could actually outlast for a 7-game series, I don't buy that at all.
Yeah, not at all. They're not going anywhere. Shout out to Tito and for Ninja for joining in here. I guess, Cal, the real question is, and I asked you this a little bit earlier because Mike was curious, but does Dallas make the playoffs? I mean, they have 2 games left. Now, they're easy games. They're against Chicago. They're against San Antonio.
The Bulls have been playing a little bit better as of late.
Yeah, but, I mean, what do the Bulls have to lose?
They're in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, they're locked in already. Like, they're not moving up. That's true. They're not going to pass Toronto.
That's true.
So it's like, what's the point of them really playing hard? And, you know, San Antonio's locked in with Houston. with 20 wins.
Yes.
San Antonio wants to lose that game. So if Dallas
they didn't want to lose to the Kings the other day.
That's true. But if Dallas goes 2-0 in these last 2 games, that puts them at 40 and 42. And I guess that puts the ball in the court of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what OKC's schedule is, but I know that they get I want to say it's the Lakers,
The Jazz tomorrow,
or the Grizzlies,
and then the Grizzlies on
that's
Sunday.
right.
So they don't have an easy that easy of a schedule, but that's interesting. Well, fast forward here, and sorry guys that Lakers just lost. That's good news. Sorry guys for talking about the Mavericks for so long, but I just I want to touch in on this, Calvin. Let's say they make the playoffs, right? I don't think
playoffs or the play-in tournament.
Okay, whatever, dude. They lose or they make it. They're not winning anything, right? They're not going to make it past the first round, even if they make it, whatever. Let's talk about the offseason. Kyrie Irving is a free agent. He said he wants to test the market, all this stuff. Now, you're Dallas. You gave up a bunch for this guy, right?
Yeah.
Is there, and Mike's going to hate me for this, is there ever, can you see a picture where Dallas picks Kyrie over Luka Doncic? And the reason, hold on. The reason I ask this question is maybe you could work out a sign and trade to send Kyrie to the Lakers or somewhere else. But for the most part, you're not really going to get anything for Kyrie Irving, right? He's either going to leave. Maybe you could sign and trade him. But for the most part, you're going to lose value. Now, Luka's locked up long term. He's somebody you could actually get something for in a trade. So if Kyrie decides, I want to be in Dallas, this is my team, the Dallas Mavericks could be better off signing Kyrie to a 4-year deal and trading Luka Doncic for more pieces if those guys decide that they can't coexist.
I like the idea that you tried to give there, but there's no chance in hell. Look, there's only 2 reasons I'm going to say. Number one, Kyrie has already said he wants to test free agency. Yeah. So what reason do you have to think that he wants to be in Dallas?
But what if he re-signs with Dallas?
If that's the case, then why test free agency? If you want to be in Dallas, sign with Dallas.
Why test things?
But number 2, and the more important reason is, Mark Cuban said he will get divorced from his wife before he loses Luka Doncic.
Okay.
On the Mavs. There is no chance in hell they trade Luka Doncic.
So you, in your mind, Luka Doncic Kyrie Irving walks in free agency. Luka Doncic stays. Mavs have nothing. They suck again.
I mean, are they really that worse though? They had a better record before they traded for Kyrie.
Yeah, but they traded guys. They gave up those guys.
They'll sign guys in the offseason. They'll sign 3-and-D, whatever they can get, and they'll have the same exact team around Luka that they had before they got Kyrie.
I got to look this up here because who does Dallas even have on their payroll? So Kyrie Irving's $38 million expiring contract, $38.9 million. You got Luka locked up for 4 more years after this. Tim Hardaway Jr. is 2 more years locked up. They still got Davis Bertans. Does that guy even play?
Not really.
Wow. They owe him $17 million next year. I think it's partially guaranteed, and $16 million the year after that. Oh, no, sorry. Next year is guaranteed at 17. The year after that is partially guaranteed at $16 million. Christian Wood's going to walk at the end of the year potentially. Dwight Powell is done. You got Reggie Bullock.
They'll probably re-sign Powell, I would think.
This team doesn't have much, dude. They don't have much at all. I mean, I'm looking at youngsters.
Well, of course they don't have much. We're talking about a team that's basically on the verge of not making the play-in tournament.
What do you think about Josh Green and Jaden Hardy?
Honestly, I like Jaden Hardy a lot. I think the Kings, as sad as it sounds, they might regret moving him on draft day. I think he's going to be a really good player.
These are the only young players on this squad, Calvin. I mean, outside of Luka Doncic, Kyrie's 31, Tim Hardaway Jr. is 31, Bertans is 30. Christian Wood's 27. He's leaving. Dwight Powell's 31. Reggie Bullock's 32. Kleber's 31. JaVale McGee's on the roster. He's 35. It's like they got – what are their draft picks they have?
They have a lot of work to do this offseason.
They suck,
There's
bro.
no secret about it.
So if you're the GM, who's the GM of the Dallas Mavericks right now?
Oh, Mike? I don't know, actually.
I don't know either. Because that's – no, do I know? Who made the trade? I don't know. It's like one of the only teams I don't really know the name of the general manager.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, interesting. But, yeah, I mean, you basically got to hit a home run here signing a big-name free agent.
Look, they're desperate. They were desperate at the trade deadline. That's why they made the move for Kyrie. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be desperate this offseason as well. They were desperate today because they're trying to make the play-in tournament. Like, that's just how they – Nico Harrison. There you go. Do you think that D'Angelo Russell would fit better next to Luka than Kyrie? No. I think somebody like Mike Conley would fit better next.
Because I'm just thinking if
you want to pass first point guard.
But if Kyrie wants to go to L.A., the only way they could really salvage that situation is getting D'Angelo Russell, right?
Or you just play a huge lineup. Like, for Luka's the point guard. Forget about having another point guard out there.
Okay. So
just go big.
JaVale McGee.
No, just a bunch of 6'7", 6'8" wings.
Yeah, they won today, Calvin. They won the battle, but they're losing the war, dude. They're not looking good. It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Dallas Mavericks.
It's a very, very interesting one.
Maybe Mark Cuban can figure out how to do some insider trading or something in the NBA and get them some pieces, because it's not looking good for Dallas at all.
I sound more aggressive? That's interesting.
All right, Calvin. He had a beer.
I
One
did
Modelo.
have one Modelo.
He's aggressive. He's starting fights at the bar.
I'm ready.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about this game tonight?
No, I mean, again, I think the Kings should be disappointed.
Yeah.
All 5 starters in double figures, 22 offensive rebounds in this game, which I don't actually know for sure, but I'm willing to bet a lot of money that that's a season high. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm just pissed. But no, they were plus 22 points in the paint, I think. Had almost 60 rebounds total in this game.
Mike, you talk about Kyrie Irving, Calvin gets heated, bro.
I do get heated when we talk about Kyrie Irving. But I think that's the main underlying, part of this game. Yes, you got to give credit to the Mavericks. They made big shots in the third and fourth quarter, really. The third quarter was what did the Kings in this game. They only scored 21 points. But when you put up those types of numbers and you dominate in those areas like points in the paint, second chance points, rebounds, offensive rebounds, you should win the game. You scored 119 points total.
You should
win the game.
There are those nights where other teams just can't miss a shot.
Yeah.
And that's when you have those crazy stats, when there's just those nights where there's nothing you can do about it. They just make shots and just that's how it goes. The basketball guys wanted the Mavs to win the game tonight. Anyways, I got an awesome video I want you guys to hear. So we're going to go over to the press room here, and we're going to listen in. So
now everybody can be aggressive just like me after watching
Let's hear your thoughts on this video, everyone.
JJ, since you tweeted, I'll start with you. What's your reaction?
This is some form of malpractice on the Kings' part. This is some form of malpractice.
I'm so proud of you.
So, Richard, does this trade put the Kings in any sort of playoff contention in the West?
No, God, no.
So, JJ, who won this trade?
Oh, the Pacers clearly won this trade.
Yeah.
The Pacers clearly won this trade.
Keegan Murray, because he's going to be on a playoff team.
Ooh.
The Kings are going to end the streak.
All right.
Have the best record of all them rookies. So Keegan Murray is going to be your rookie of the year because of that record.
The playoffs where? Floating around that area of being in the play-in tournament? Yes, probably so. But making the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
In the Western Conference, I definitely can't see that. I can't see that no way, no how.
But because their streak is so long, no active NBA player has ever faced the Kings in the playoffs. Ever, Perk.
And you know who else has something to prove? Mike Brown.
Yes.
Because Mike Brown last coaching days as a head coach, he wasn't just that great. And when he filled in for Steve Kerr in this last season in the postseason, he wasn't great either. I'm just looking at the Western Conference, and I'm just not sold on the duo of Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. And the ball movement, the player movement, them passing up good shots to get great shots, that's a reflection of what? That's a reflection of the coach, okay? When you talk about Mike Brown, let's give him some props. That's the foundation right there. So I like the direction that the Kings are moving in right now, and I love what Mike Brown is doing as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings.
Light the beam! Light the beam!
Light the beam!
Well, Calvin, that is the official Receipts, Sacramento Receipts video. You can check it up on YouTube. Just type in the official Sacramento Kings Receipts video. It's by NBA Clips. Check it out. It's like 2 minutes long. Calvin, Perkins doesn't look good in this video at all.
Well, look, I mean, no, he doesn't, but these guys get paid to make predictions and opinions way early in the season, too early, before the season has even started yet. I just think that this is not the first time that somebody has been wrong about a team. It's not the last time someone will be wrong about a team. And it's nice that they actually corrected their statements. JJ Redick apologized on his podcast or whatever to Kings fans, and
malpractice is
that was tough. But
yeah.
I mean, it's TV, guys. Like, they have to say things like that because it's eye popping and gets everybody's attention. And
yep.
So they were wrong. Luckily for us,
just like you,
just like me, I was wrong as well.
I mean, I thought they were going to make the playoffs, but I didn't think they were going to be this good.
I said they should have a really good shot at making the playoffs as well. But.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the Kings, like you were saying in the last podcast, have a ton of bulletin board material for the playoffs.
It's endless.
I think the Kings have all the talent they need to make some waves here. I'm not saying they're winning the NBA title, or maybe I am. The Kings are winning the NBA title this season. Just kidding. But no. They have a lot of talent to do some damage here in the playoffs. They have an experienced head coach. There's a couple guys on this team with rings. And for the most part, like, they have the motivation. The fans are behind them. They haven't been good in a really, really long time. De'Aaron Fox has been dying to play in meaningful basketball games for 6 years now. And then you have all this material like this. It's like... I'm seeing a good setup here for the Kings to maybe make a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, they should have, no matter who they play, they can beat anybody, right? The question is, how much damage can they do, in 7-game series over and over and over again when the competition is probably going to get tougher every single time. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to me that says that the Kings don't have what it takes to win in the postseason. However, it is very, very, very common to see teams have to learn what it's like to battle through not just one 7-game series, but one right after that and another one after that. It typically takes teams time to figure out how to win in the playoffs. It doesn't happen magically overnight like that. If it did, it would be an amazing thing, and we would all have a great time watching it. But you go back to the greatest teams and the greatest players that ever lived and played. Generally speaking, it took them a couple of years before they figured it out, what the ingredients were, what the recipe was, how to take care of yourself all season long so that you're ready for the deep postseason run. Yep. The list goes on and on and on. So I think that the Kings are going to have a major learning experience and learning curve here, not maybe just to get through the first round, but what it takes after that.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like in basketball, because there's so many games, right, you're playing all these 7-game series, a lot of things average out, right, in terms of, like, good teams rise to the top, the bad teams fall to the bottom, versus something like football, right? The NFL, it's like a team can just go on a little bit of a winning streak and bam, they're in the Super Bowl. You know, like
one game season every time.
Exactly. However, you know, you look at the bubble, Phoenix Suns, what did they go 8-0 in the bubble?
They did.
Didn't make the playoffs. They go to the finals the very next year.
True.
So we've seen it happen before in the past where teams have had tremendous turnarounds. And, I mean, I would argue that the Kings have already had a tremendous turnaround this season, not even
without a doubt.
anything in the postseason.
Without a doubt.
But I'm feeling pretty positive. I do think it comes up to, you know, what this first round matchup looks like for the Kings. And honestly, you know, I think it's all about how the Kings really start the series. If they have home court advantage, you got to win at least one of those first two games. Hopefully both.
Have to.
Hopefully
yes.
both.
Yes.
But if the Kings stumble out of the gate on the first game, they're going to be playing from behind, which we've seen them do multiple times this season, and they do not play well from behind.
True. Very true.
So I'm really, really hoping they can capitalize on the first game. Dude, people have been calling it G1C now. Or G1C. G1C, yeah. Golden One Center. You like G1C better?
It's easier to say.
Yeah.
A lot easier to type.
Yeah, that's true. But, yeah, the Kings have to do well in their first game in G1C. I don't say that very often. I normally say Golden One. So I got to get used to that G1C. But they need to come firing out of the gates. Of course, the crowd is going to be there. Dude, that first playoff game is going to be fucking
It's going to be one for the ages.
It's going to be incredible, Calvin.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be on the 15th or 16th?
I really don't know. I mean, I think they're going to wait to see what all the matchups are first before I guess they have to make the schedule before the play-in tournament starts. I'm not really sure how it works, but
I'm trying to look up what last year's schedule looked like who played on the very first day of the playoffs last year. Do you know?
I don't remember exactly which teams it was. I mean, there's so many games, you know, once in the first round. TNT used to do that 40 games in 40 nights when the playoffs first started. It's a lot.
It really is.
Yeah, Mike, they definitely have to have, or they have home court advantage in the first round. It's already sealed.
Yeah, they got to do something big here. Shout out to Bench Matthew for joining in here. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about the playoffs. But, yeah, I mean, that could change in an instant. If they lose the first game in G1C, I might be like, I didn't really like what I saw or the energy. You know, this Kings team needs to be ready to fire on all cylinders. They really do. But I've seen a lot of positives this year. I've seen a lot of things I really, really like. They just need to do it in the playoffs, which is a much different form of basketball.
It sure is. And, I mean, the three most likely teams that the Kings will play in that first-round series, you're talking about guys who not only have a tremendous amount of playoff experience, but a tremendous amount of playoff success. I mean, Steph and the Warriors have 4 rings. LeBron went to the NBA Finals 10 straight seasons, also has 4 rings. Kawhi's the only guy in NBA history, I think, to win Finals MVP as both a member of the Western and Eastern Conference. It's going to be a tall task for sure.
Yeah, it looks like the Clippers leapfrogged the Warriors again here since they beat the Lakers tonight. So currently the Kings are facing the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the playoffs, and they face them on Friday night. Calvin, give me your thoughts on Friday night's game at G1C.
Well, it's a really interesting game, right? Because now that the Kings lost today, as I said, they're still in contention for that second seed, thanks to Memphis losing. But it becomes a big question now with 2 games left. You're still 2 games behind Memphis. We know the Warriors are going to be coming at full force, right, because they can't afford any losses to slip into that play-in tournament. But if you are the Kings, you know, you have these questions to ask yourself and to answer. Do you try to give anybody rest? Do you try to think that maybe we will play the Warriors in the first round, so let's rest our guys and not show them, you know, everything that we've got and all this stuff, give them the idea that they can walk all over us or whatever the case may be. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. I don't think the Kings are going to take their foot off the gas pedal. I think Mike Brown is just going to say, let's win every game. Maybe if there's a blowout or something like that, he rests some guys. But I honestly think that, the season ends on the 9th. You don't play until the 15th or the 16th. That's your rest right there.
That's true. I just think that when you look at this team specifically, the starting five has played the most minutes out of any starting five in the NBA this season.
Yep.
Sabonis has played with a broken thumb for most of the year. Fox is, the clutch guy that they need down the stretch. Yes, you're going to get 6-ish days off or whatever before that first 6 or 7 days off. However, I would really try to give those two guys a couple extra days if I could.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it here
I think
first.
it would go a long way.
You have any keys to the game on Friday?
I think it's the same as we've kind of been discussing for these last, 4 or 5 games. I want the bench to be playing a bunch of minutes, give them a lot of opportunity. Trey Lyles has been so good for them all season long,
Yep.
but he really hasn't played that well over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, not recently.
It would be really nice to give him maybe some extended minutes, get a few more shots up, and hopefully he kind of gets into a groove again. Same with, people like Malik Monk, even Terrence Davis, so that he stays ready for the postseason. Davion, all of these guys who are still going to be critical. And Keegan Murray's another one, that I would continue to play, maybe not heavy minutes, but the normal number of minutes that he usually gets, somewhere in that 25 or 22 to 28 range.
Yeah, I like that.
And just kind of give these guys an opportunity to stay fresh while you let your workhorses get a little bit of rest and get ready.
Yeah, it's weird when you talk about rookies, right? Because you're like, oh, they haven't played this many games. They don't play in college this many games, and maybe they're tired. But at the same time, you're like, that's probably the youngest person on your team. They should be able to go.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do have it's such a huge difference going from college one year to the pros the next year. I mean, there's all the speed, the athleticism, the size, the physicality of the game. Plus, you're playing so many more games than you did at any point in your entire life. You're traveling farther, all of this stuff. So, yeah, they are the youngest person on this team, or one of the youngest people, but they're also dealing with a lot of factors that they've never dealt with before, which can be not just physically tiring, but mentally draining as well. So you do have that. I think Keegan he seems like he's done a pretty good job of managing that all season long.
Definitely.
His temperament is right. Coach Brown, I think, has been doing a really good job with him. And again, the situation that he's in, not having to be a guy that they run offense through and has to score 25 a night just to keep them in it. Exactly. So he should be ready to go for the playoffs.
Yeah, shout out to Gilbert here for joining in. We will be live Friday after the game, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, of course, Sunday is the day you need to be here. We'll be live at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be a party. We're going to pretend like the Kings won the NBA championship. And, of course, Calvin's going to be getting his new haircut that you guys can vote on every single stream and on Twitter as well. So make sure you check it out. Gilbert, we will be in Sacramento the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th of April. So that's about a week and a half away. Definitely see you guys there. Will Fox be able to turn it to another level? Can Keegan play like a veteran in the playoffs? And will the Kings defend their home court for the first 2 games? Find out next time on the Royal Rebounds podcast. Make sure you smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go Kings.
Go Kings.
Bouncer, you better delete that message by Derek.